Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to another Agile Assets Product Showcase webinar. We host these webinars monthly covering different products and services offered by Agile Assets. My name is Barry Raskin and I'm the Marketing Director here at Agile Assets. For the next hour, we'll be presenting an overview of the Agile Assets Turnkey Hosting and Technical Services. At the end of this webinar, you should discover how these Agile Assets services can help you identify ways to improve the deployment of your asset management system, improve and tune the performance of the solution, plan for backup and recovery scenarios, and understand how hosted services can help you stay on the latest versions more easily. A couple of housekeeping items. This webinar is being recorded. We will send a link to all of you so that you'll be able to watch the video afterwards. You'll get it next week. The slides will also be provided to you along with the video. This presentation will last about 45 minutes, leaving time at the end for questions. So if you have questions during the presentation, you can go ahead and enter them into the Q&A tab in the WebEx application, but we will not get to them till the very end. Our presenter today is Vlad Volobwev from Agile Assets. As Director of Hosted and Technical Services, Vlad has more than 10 years of experience managing hosted services and solutions for customers around the world. With a BS and an MS in Computer Science from the University of Alaska Fairbanks, Vlad worked for IBM and Alcatel-Lucent before joining Agile Assets. During this time, Vlad focused on the design and management of hosted solutions to US-based and international customers of various sizes. Since receiving his MBA degree, Vlad has led Agile Assets efforts to implement and promote hosting and technical services for the company. With that, I'll turn it over to Vlad.
Thank you, Barry. Hi, everybody. My name is Vlad, and I will be doing the presentation about Agile Assets Turnkey Hosting Services today. Any questions are welcome at the end of the presentation, and let's begin. So first, why hosting? Why are we talking about hosting? What is hosting? And then we'll talk about what is Agile Assets Turnkey Hosting, how we implement it, and what kind of services we offer to our customers. At first, let me try to dive into the industry and technology trends that are happening in the last few years. First of all, I would like to mention the trend of accessibility. Right now, pretty much everything is accessible from everywhere. Even if you're located in a remote area, you probably would have access to the internet and remote internet services. There is outsourcing trend. Basically, different companies and government agencies start to use vendors and third-party companies to handle different IT-related tasks and services. Hardware is constantly evolving into more powerful systems and complicated components, which lead to more complex IT infrastructures. Information security is another important trend. It has significantly advanced to protect IT environments from malicious hackers and intruders across the world, which is unfortunately downside of accessibility trend. Integration. Multiple APIs and interfaces have been developed to connect different systems together and improve access and data exchange between different solutions. Of course, standards. Different IT standards have been defined, approved, and accepted by the industry and by the private companies and government agencies. And the last but not the least, probably the most interesting trend in the last few years is cloud technology. It's the most recent trend which allows to use shared resources, data, and information. This technology enables on-demand access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources. On top of the cloud technology sits cloud services. This is a set of services which is based on cloud technology, and it brings flexibility, scalability, and availability of IT services to a totally new level. In addition to all those industry trends and technology advances, I would like to take a look at the IT cost, which has been changing in the last few years. Based on the analysis, which has been compiled from different DOT CIO's reports, more than 80% of IT budget for DOT IT is spent on maintaining existing systems. It is forecasted that the cost of maintaining the existing systems for DOTs will increase by 10 to 15% in the next 3 to 5 years, mostly due to retirement of engineers and experts who have domain knowledge of those legacy systems. Stephen Van Rockel, Federal CIO, has provided the following numbers for DOT IT budgets for 2013 through 2015. And as you can see, the budget has been cut between 2014 to 2015 by about 0.2%. So how can agency or company stay on top of those industry trends and technologies, and at the same time to survive IT budget cuts or stagnation in IT budget? One of the solutions is to use hosting services. So let's define what hosting service means. Hosting services are technology services offered by a provider that manages and delivers the solution to remote users and customers. Subset of hosting services is application hosting, and this is the business of installing, housing, managing, and supporting applications for external customers. Another version of hosting services is called turnkey hosting services. And turnkey hosting services is the business that delivers a combination of traditional IT functions, such as infrastructure, security, monitoring, application deployment, and application functionality over the internet or any other wide area network where the solution is fully available after the project completion. AgileAssets offers turnkey hosting services to our customers and allows us to host our application and our solution for our customers. Using AgileAssets Turnkey hosting services brings different benefits to our customers and to AgileAssets, of course, as well too. I would like to take a look at the benefits and the stakeholders who will benefit from using AgileAssets Turnkey hosting service. First of all, business benefits. Primary stakeholders of business benefits are executives, end users, and business sponsors. Operational benefits. The stakeholders are business process owners, end users, power users or administrators, local application support, and organizational internal IT. And the last but not the least, technical benefits that our customers will enjoy, and the primary stakeholders are internal IT, power users, and business process owners. Now I would like to look at each of those benefits in more details and split them in different groups. Let's talk about financial benefits. When the solution is hosted with the AgileAssets Turnkey hosting services, there are multiple things and services that are included into this offer. From the financial side, we do provide rapid time to value and quicker return on investment. This is done by the AgileAssets hosting services team, which is concentrating on deploying and installing and managing your solution using the expertise and knowledge which we have acquired by doing this for different customers. We provide lower cost of ownership by leveraging best practices and experience gained through implementations and deployments. Using AgileAssets hosting services solution will help you to eliminate or reduce capital expenditures related to deploying this solution and acquiring the application. Also, using AgileAssets Turnkey hosting services will reduce our customers' operating expenses. Our services will help our customers to sustain business continuity, and this is done through high availability infrastructure, optional disaster recovery solution, and premium data backup and restore services, which are included into AgileAssets hosting services offering. And also, we help our customers to gain business insights. Business insights are gained from operational and application reports, such as hosting metric, uptime, application trends, and application usage, which we'll provide to our customers on a regular basis. AgileAssets Turnkey hosting solution will help and allow our customers to focus more on their core business processes and spend less time managing the software and the infrastructure which is required for the software deployment. So those are the business benefits of using AgileAssets Turnkey hosting solution. Now let's take a look at the operational benefits. First of all, it is a solution management. Our team provides experience and domain knowledge managing the solution for our customers. We do use all-in-one hands management approach. We have the full team of system, application, network, and database administrators, which are experienced in managing specifically AgileAssets solutions and applications. We do provide application database backup and restoration, so you don't have to worry about those. And our recovery time objectives and recovery point objectives for the backup services and restoration services are business-oriented to make sure that we match your requirements or our customers' requirements and needs. Responsiveness. That's probably one of the most important subjects of the operational benefits. AgileAssets Turnkey Hosting Services team will provide quick turnaround for system provisioning, hardware procurement, and setup of the environment. We perform installation and configuration of the application. We have access to all components of the solution, and we can quickly react to any problems or issues or concerns related to the hosted solution. Also, the proximity to the development team and project teams helps us to address any problems within the application or the environment quickly. We have dedicated IT resources, and that helps us to stay on top of any changes that need to be made into the infrastructure. We have adapted deployment process, which use the best standards and guidelines that we have learned from deploying our application, our solution for different customers. And of course, we do provide scalable and adaptable environmental infrastructure. I can give you a few examples over there. For example, one of our large payment management customer has decided to use our solution, hosted solution, and as we're deploying the infrastructure, we have discovered that the volume of data which we're processing is higher than expected, and we have to quickly react to change the infrastructure to adapt to the volume of the data, and that was done within 2 days. Basically, we were able to react to the changed requirements and the reality of the application usage and provide updated and new infrastructure for the solution. Another example is related to the expertise that we can provide to our customers. For example, if a customer does not have or does not use certain databases like Oracle database, we do have dedicated database administrators which concentrate on handling Oracle database tasks and will be managing the environment for our customer solution. Also, from the operational perspective, we do make sure that we follow standards and use best practices. Environment deployment configuration and operation standards and practices are part of AgileAssets Turnkey hosting solution. We do maintain the audit trails for any access or modifications made to the environment. We do provide comprehensive monitoring and reporting as part of AgileAssets Turnkey hosting solution. And we use industry standard change control process for our customers when we manage our hosted environments. And now let's take a look at the technical benefits. As I have already mentioned, we do have dedicated IT resources that are trained and are working on handling and managing our hosted infrastructure. We have network, system, and application administrators. They have expertise in managing and maintaining AgileAssets solutions. This helps us to manage the reduced down deployment time and create adapted deployment process. We have dedicated database administrator resource, and if necessary, we can expand that service to our customers. We have identified and defined standard application and automated deployment configuration. So when application gets deployed in AgileAssets Turnkey hosting environment, we use our standards and automated procedures to simplify the deployment process and make sure that we reduce the chance of errors during the deployment. And as a part of our deployment procedures, we of course look at the performance of the environment. We tune up database performance, we tune up the application performance, and infrastructure performance. From the infrastructure perspective, we use high availability environment with up to 99.9% availability. We do use either private or public cloud infrastructure. We offer certain flexibility in our architecture deployments, adaptable and scalable environment infrastructure. Also, if the environment is deployed in a private cloud or on dedicated hardware, we do have standby hardware to increase capacity or replace failed components over there. We also offer just recovery solution, which either calls standby or real-time synchronization. And from the security perspective, we have compliance with the different industry security standards. AgileAssets Turnkey hosting services have defined data safeguards, and we do implement application database proactive log monitoring and error detection, which helps us to identify and address errors before they're visible to our customers and affect end users. Now, let's take a look at what is AgileAssets Turnkey hosting. Let's start from identifying different licensing models. When our customers decide to use our software and our solutions, they have two options. One option is to use perpetual licenses. When our customers use perpetual licenses, they become license owner. Using perpetual licenses, if you're not using hosting services, will result in certain amount of capital expenditures because you have to procure the hardware, you have to buy Oracle licenses or database licenses, etc. And it has certain costs associated per environment. When you buy perpetual licenses, on top of the license, you have to buy application maintenance and support. And if you're going to upgrade, there will be additional fee associated with the upgrade process when you use perpetual licenses. The second option is to use subscription model. When our customers use subscription model, they have different subscription levels. The subscription licensing model results in operational expenditures only. The cost per user, not per environment, it's a term contract. You buy subscription for a period of time, and you can decide to stop it or opt out or go with some different approach. Application maintenance and support is included when the subscription model is used. Upgrades also available for an additional fee. The next step that we're going to take a look at is product delivery. So AgileAssets as a solution can be licensed through two different ways, perpetual or subscription, and that results in different software deployment models. Of course, the obvious one is on-premises. If you own the licenses, you can deploy the solution on-premises using internal IT department and internal IT infrastructure. The second option is to go with AgileAssets Turnkey hosting solution, where the application and solution is deployed and configured in AgileAssets hosted services and managed by AgileAssets hosted services, and you can use the software and integrate it with your legacy and backup systems. And the third option is software as a service, and I will mention it a little bit later in this presentation. So now let's take a look what is offered in AgileAssets Turnkey hosting services. First of all, of course, complete infrastructure management of all hosted components, standard configuration and deployments, expertise and domain knowledge. This is all AgileAssets hosting services core business, to deploy and manage AgileAssets solutions to make sure that environment performance is high and make necessary tuning and adjustments. AgileAssets hosted services team provides up to 99.9% service availability for our customers. Another service which is important is application and database backup and restore. AgileAssets hosting services offer different backup options and scenarios to meet our customer needs and requirements for backup frequency, data retention, data restoration time, etc. We make sure that we meet our customers' needs and requirements in all aspects of the hosting environment. We do manage and help to set up custom integrations with the backend systems, single sign-on, CRMs, ERPs, anything that's required for the solution to function properly. AgileAssets Turnkey Hosting has comprehensive monitoring with the proactive alerting. If there are problems in the infrastructure, issues with the database server, problems with the application server, our monitoring solution will detect it and notify the hosting services team so we can take actions. And the main idea is for us to react before the problem becomes visible and affecting our end users. We do have standby servers for additional capacity and hardware failures, so we can reduce the unplanned downtime by using the hardware which is already configured. AgileAssets Turnkey Hosting services use industry-standard change control process. We do look at application training and also provide proactive capacity planning. If our customer solution has increased number of users or the volume of data has changed and increased significantly, we can react proactively and increase the capacity of our database server, add additional application service, change infrastructure to react proactively to those changes and modifications that are happening. We do manage security audit and manage security compliance of AgileAssets Turnkey Hosting solutions. We go through quarterly operations review and reporting with our customers, and those reports can be as simple as availability time or as detailed as the volume of data in the database and the size of application logs and maps and any data stored in application servers. Also, we do offer geo-redundant disaster recovery solution. In case if you would like to make sure that the environment is available during any major disasters, we do offer that solution to our customers and provide geo-redundancy over there. Now, let's take a look at benefits for using AgileAssets Turnkey Hosting solution, which are mutually important for both our customers and AgileAssets. Our ultimate goal is to provide customer satisfaction and make our customers happy when they're using our software. When the solution, where AgileAssets solution is hosted in AgileAssets Turnkey Hosting services, it helps us to improve quality of support. And this is done through the access to logs, access to database, access to application environment, and proximity to the development team. So those items help us to support our customers better and faster and quicker address any concerns or issues that are arising during the application usage. Usability studies. In order to improve our application or add new features or help customers gain business insight, we do provide usability studies. We look at the application usage. We look at the end user activities. We try to analyze customer experience, and as a result, we're trying to make our customers happier and use our application more and make it more usable and helpful for our customers, increasing the return on investment. And of course, we're trying to work on the solution quality, and when the environment and application is hosted with AgileAssets, we can address certain items and tasks faster and quicker compared to when it's deployed in on-premises. For example, AgileAssets hosting services will help our customers to stay with the latest application versions and service packs, as AgileAssets hosted services team will take care of all deployment tasks. We'll install the database upgrades, we'll install application upgrades. If any components need to be upgraded, we're taking care of it. Proper planning and quick turnaround. If any issues discovered during deployment process will be addressed by AgileAssets IT team, hosted services, and development teams, which improves our customers' experience with the application deployment and application solution quality. Now, let's take a look at how we're implementing and how we're making sure that all those features are offered and valuable and working properly. We have a certain number of customers in our portfolio who use AgileAssets Turnkey hosting solution. They're residing in different countries, in US, DOTs of states, county DOTs. You can see the, not necessarily the full list, but that gives you the perception of how many customers we have already implemented, and probably tells you that we do have experience in managing AgileAssets Turnkey hosting environments. I would like to take a look right now at the deployment architecture, how we deploy our solutions, and what kind of options we offer to our hosting customers. When hosted solution is selected, we can deploy the application in different ways. The first one is public cloud. We can use Amazon Web Services or Azure or any other public cloud which may be more feasible or proper for our customers to make sure that we address their needs and requirements. We can deploy application on a shared hardware in our data center. This is quick and easy solution, and many customers select this option. We can offer dedicated hardware resources for the application deployment, and this is also possible, which is a little bit more costly to our customers, but provides certain peace of mind. And the last option is private cloud. We can deploy the solution in our private cloud in the data center and manage it effectively using the private cloud management tools. Now I would like to compare differences between using the private cloud and public cloud. So when I'm talking about public cloud, I'm referring to Amazon Web Services. The benefits of using public cloud are that when the environment is deployed in the public cloud, it's very easy to clone and replicate. It does allow for very fast backup and restore, and also helps to implement quick disaster recovery approach. Public cloud gives worldwide locations, so we can provide a solution in proximity to the customer. And for international customers, that may be the important aspect. Unfortunately, there are no infrastructure control when the solution is deployed in a private public cloud. And also there is some security risk associated with the deployment of the solution in the public cloud, because you don't know who the neighbor is in the environment that you're deploying over there. However, lately, Amazon Web Services started to offer a new way of deploying the application, which is called government cloud, especially designed for government agencies and isolated from all other deployments and infrastructures. When we use private cloud, we also use highly scalable environments, which can be expanded if the need arises. Also easy to clone and replicate, fast backup and restore, but in addition to the public cloud, we have full infrastructure control of the environment. We know all the components of the infrastructure, from the firewall down to the network switch. And when we use private cloud, of course, it's economy of scale because you have multiple environments deployed in the same cloud solution. Now let me compare dedicated versus shared hardware solutions. If hosted customer decides to use dedicated hardware solution for their deployments, then the benefits are high security because the environment is dedicated, low interference from any other activities or other customers, Unfortunately, the downside is longer deployment time because we have to procure the hardware, we have to set up and isolate the hardware for this specific customer. It's a little bit more expensive because for the same reason, dedicated hardware solution may be feasible for large customers because of the utilization and economies of scale. Shared hardware, it's relatively cheap. It's shorter deployment time. The primary customers that select to use shared hardware are customers that we identify as tiny or small. Unfortunately, there's a chance for high interference between activities of those customers to each other. Now let's take a look at how we classify our customers and how we identify the sizes of our customers and what kind of infrastructure and architecture we offer for our customers. In order to classify our customers, we take in consideration number of environments, number of application modules that they use, the number of users, the number of concurrent users of the application, initial database size, estimated database growth, and the software version that our customers are going to use. So the first customer size is called tiny. In the case of tiny customers, we offer only one application environment, which is production application environment. The second size is small size. For those customers, we offer two environments. One is called development and QA, and one is called production environment. The next set of customers go into medium categories. Those customers do get four environments where dev QA training is combined and production application environment is separate. And production application environment may use multiple services for either redundancy, load balancing, or to accommodate peak loads when relatively large number of users tries to access the environment. And the last size is large customers. Large customers do get typically four environments deployed for them where dev and QA application environment is combined. Training application environment is separate from dev and QA, and of course production application environment is separate from all of those. And for production applications, we use N+1 architecture, where the number of available application servers is scaled in such a way so if any single application server is going down, then the rest of them will be able to sustain the load for this customer without affecting the end user performance and experience. One more thing that I would like to mention is to talk about our subscription levels. If our customers decide to go with a subscription licensing model, we do offer different subscription levels to our customers. The basic subscription level is called Silver. Within this offering, we provide availability up to 99% during business hours. We do provide basic backup and archiving service. We don't offer any disaster recovery solution, and database size is limited to 100 gigabytes. The Silver subscription level is probably the most suitable for county DOTs or small agencies. The Gold subscription level has a little bit more features associated with it. It does provide availability of 99%. It has call disaster recovery solution built in. It provides service restoration for up to 18 hours and recovery point objective up to 24 hours. Database size is limited to 200 gigabytes. And the last subscription level is Platinum. This level of service offers high availability of 99.9%. It includes hot or real-time disaster recovery solution, where system restoration is up to 4 hours, and recovery point objective is also up to 4 hours. Database size for Platinum subscription customers is not limited. Now let's take a quick look at how AgileAssets Turnkey hosting service is working today. First of all, because of the technology trends and industry standards, we start to see more and more customers who are interested in using AgileAssets Turnkey hosting solution. Also, we do receive requests from existing customers who have used on-premises deployment model to provide them information about migrating to AgileAssets Turnkey hosting. In order to accommodate those new customers and migration of existing customers to AgileAssets Turnkey hosting, we do use different hosting facilities for our services. We use SunGard data centers, which does provide Tier 3 facility for us, uninterruptible power supplies, fire suppression systems, security, monitoring, physical security, multiple internet connections. Those data centers do have multiple VPN towns, and the environment that we use in those data centers is easily expandable. We can expand either in the capacity and number of hardware servers, and also we can expand the bandwidth and connections that we're using in those data centers. Another alternative that we have been offering to our customers is Amazon Web Services Cloud, which gives the zero proximity to our customers, high redundancy, quick scalability, and right now, as I've mentioned, it offers government cloud for our government agencies customers. What is in the future for AgileAssets Turnkey hosting? As we develop our services, we try to concentrate on a number of tasks to make AgileAssets Turnkey hosting services better and more interesting to our customers. First of all, we're working on automation of management tasks. Also, we're investigating and working on optimization of our resources and optimization of our solutions to provide the best service we can to our customers. In addition to that, we're currently working on developing software as a service solution. And the main features of the software as a service solution will be that environment and solutions will be designed and pre-configured. It will have different subscription levels. The cost is going to be based on number of users. It will be term contract. Application maintenance and support will be included in that solution. And also probably the most important thing is that upgrades will also be included in our software as a service offering. Now I would like to spend some time talking about AgileAssets value-added technical service. And technical service is the service which AgileAssets provides to our customers and offers to our customers when customers decide not to use AgileAssets Turnkey hosting, but rather go with the on-premises deployment model. The following features are included in AgileAssets technical services. Database administration. So basically, if customer decides to go and deploy our solution on premises, then we offer them services related to database creation, administration, export, fine-tuning, performance tuning, and any other tasks that are related to database management. In addition to that, we offer application administration services, and that includes the environment setup, such as Tomcat settings, Apache settings and configuration, application deployment, single sign-on site-top, configuration, troubleshooting, and anything that may be related to integrating our solution with customers' back-end systems. In addition, we do offer monitoring service to our customers who have decided to use on-premises deployment. And this is based on infrastructure monitoring, application and database monitoring, and load and performance monitoring. We use the following products for those monitoring solutions, such as Nagios, Zabbix, or any other application that customer will already have deployed as part of the internal IT organization. We also do provide application architecture and infrastructure services to our customers who have decided to go with the on-premise deployment. This is environment setup review and recommendations, and installation documentation configuration. On top of all those features, also AgileAssets offers deployment services. And it's worth mentioning deployment services as a separate item. If customer decides to go with the on-premises deployment, but they either don't have resources available or don't have time to work on the deployment, we offer deployment services. This is pretty much ready-to-go solution. Our IT experts and application experts will help our customers to procure proper hardware, set it up and configure, then do the software installation configuration, install database, properly install and configure the application environment, and of course provide full documentation for application configuration management. In addition to that, deployment services will include environment support such as monitoring, performance tuning, and scalability recommendations. And for us, the most important thing is our customer satisfaction. We're always striving for better performance, better services, and we're dedicated to provide the best services to our AgileAssets customers. Now, that wraps up my presentation, and we're ready for questions. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Vlad. That was a wonderful explanation. Are there any questions? If you have any questions, you're muted, so we can't have you talk, but if you want to type in your questions in the Q&A section of the WebEx application, we'd be glad to answer them. Also, you will receive an email with a link to this recording and the slides next week. At the end of this presentation, when we sign off, you will also be presented with a very short survey. If you would take that survey, it'll only take you just a couple of minutes to fill it out. It gives us feedback on how we're doing with these webinars and how we can improve them in the future. Are there any questions I'm looking for? No questions? Okay, well then we will call this an end to this webinar, and thank you all very much for attending, and Vlad for presenting. It was a very good webinar. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.